can, you know,
Yeah.
get people. That's all that is, really. Yeah, I haven't done these in a long time. I do want to get back to it. It was mostly just my own equipment. But how you guys been doing? Nothing about me. What's going on in your world, Henry?
Well, as for me, I'm very busy with my with our program, of course, and we created a virtual currency and also try to have it traded all over the world.
How's
So
that,
it's
how's it going? You created your own virtual currency?
yeah, we created an altcoin, which is of course the same. It has the same security features as Bitcoin. However, it is distributed in a way that it is. We created a card to distribute it globally. So it's sort of a prepaid card that we distribute so that the value is wouldn't be too volatile, and that's it. So it's progressing. So it's there's
Well,
a lot
that
of
must have been,
competition out there. A lot of competition
yeah.
when it comes to virtual currency.
But that must have been quite a development effort, huh?
Yeah, it is. The the thing here is that what is actually required by any virtual currency is marketing itself. It
Hmm.
has to be used by a critical mass of people in order for it to become acceptable. It is the value of virtual currencies right now are basically something that people agree upon. So that's one thing that has to be integrated within the terms of any virtual currency,
What?
especially with virtual currencies that most virtual currencies doesn't have any central bank, doesn't have any central authority. But of course, we tried to add that to have a central authority on it, just like just like any other payment systems before. We had Eagle before. I don't know what happened with Eagle, but but it was centralized. That was the weakness. They called it a weakness because any government can shut it down. Unlike using virtual currencies that with the Bitcoin model, which
Right.
where you can nobody can shut it down unless everyone who is running the mining software shuts down their computers. But
Right.
you know,
Well, I heard Bitcoin described as virtual gold, and that really clarified it for me because they actually, in a way, it's kind of poorly designed because they made it take a lot of electricity. They mimicked gold because gold is expensive to mine,
yeah,
and
this,
they basically make virtual gold. I want to say hi to
I'm losing you
John.
here, Rob. Yeah, we have another one here. We have John here. Hi, John.
Hey, Harry.
What's going on in your world, John?
Just
Is everybody having connection problems today? People are breaking up and dropping out, and is
Yeah, you're
that just the way
breaking
it
up.
goes?
John's breaking
Yeah.
up also. I
Well,
don't
we
know.
just
I don't know if Laurie's having a good a good connection.
yeah, I turned turned off the video just because sometimes I know that can put a drain on the bandwidth and stuff.
yeah. Hi, Laurie.
Hi guys.
How are things going in your world?
Things are going good. Oh wait, hang on.
You got such a nice
Computer
smile.
decided it would be a great time to start the backup, which means the whole video would go like this. I had to shut that off.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you. I was asking, is everybody experiencing breaking up, or is it just on my end here? I'm just trying to. Are you
Yeah, it's been
You
cutting in
sound
and out a
pretty
little
clear to
bit.
me.
okay? Well, how have you been, Lori? What's going on with your what is Scredible? Is that the name? How's Scredible?
That's the name, correct. Everything's been going really great, actually. We launched back in November. We've got the app it's almost out of beta, so we're about to go into the App Store. Both the Google Play and the Apple App Store. really exciting things going on.
Oh, that is exciting. And you're the social media director for Scrutable?
Yeah,
Yeah, sort of, kind of.
sort of, kind of, the different hats, different days. But that's how it goes in a startup. So
Yeah.
you
Well,
need it, great. I'll take care of it.
you're looking great, by the way.
Well, thank you. Thank you,
Very
thank
nice.
you, thank you, thank you.
We're trying to hear from John here. John broke up. John, why don't you try again? Tell us what's going on in your world. What do you do, John? I sort of know, but why don't you tell us if we can hear you?
Yeah, so basically, I just launched a course on Udemy. I think that's maybe how we connected. I think you also teach on Udemy. Is that correct, Scott?
No, I do not. So it must
Oh,
be.
okay. Yeah, so that's been the thing that I've been focusing on lately is just developing, programs, courses on there for entrepreneurs and startups. It's just something that I've decided to kind of focus on. I've worked with businesses over the years, like a lot of different, small businesses and stuff, and that was just actually so my recent course, or the course I just launched, is about building a business you can sell. Because when I was working with businesses, I saw that there's a huge need for entrepreneurs to understand that, like, you really have to begin with the end in mind. If, like, a lot of people, when they finally decide that, like, they need to kind of get out, or they need to kind of, make a change and stuff like that, that's when they start thinking about the things to do for selling their business. And by then, it's too late. Like, by the time they got to me, I couldn't do much other than just basically package what they had and just, put it on the market, so to speak. And the problem there was that, there was just a lot of steps along the way that they needed to do before that weren't done. So that's why I developed this course and stuff about building a business you can sell. Oh, everybody still there? Or?
Yeah, we're still here.
Still here.
Okay.
Don't interrupt.
Yeah, something, there's like dead air.
So now, is this primarily U.S.-based businesses?
It's really general principles. I mean, that's my experience has been the U.S., but a lot of these just general principles, like, it's a really simple course. It's like I didn't get into the nitnoid details and stuff like that. I just wanted to kind of provide some general things for you to understand. And so, in other words, I would, as far as I would imagine anyway, a lot of these things carry over no matter where you are. I'm guessing from your question, then you're located somewhere else, Lori.
No, I'm here in California. It's
okay,
I was just wondering how widespread and what the reach was on what you were selling.
Right. Yeah. So certainly, like what I've experienced anyway is that, like, there's a gentleman that I kind of know who's based in Canada. We've talked a little bit about that, about like what are some differences and stuff. And really, like, for all intents and purposes, a lot of the, like, especially in the Western Hemisphere, the different accounting principles, GAAP and all that, kind of mirror each other. So there's really, and then with like the whole things that's happened with the EU and stuff, that there was a big movement with what they call ISO or whatever, stuff like that. But bottom line is a lot of countries, as they've been doing more and more global business, have been really moving to just mirroring each other's things. So then that way, you're not like speaking a totally different language just because you're in, Dubai or wherever else and stuff. Although, there are, of course, a lot of local differences for different, some of the very specific customs and whatever. But generally speaking, a lot of the ideas that go behind, like, let's say you had a, consulting business that, you've been in business for years and stuff, it would, somebody else over somewhere else would understand that, like, some general ways of how you handle your finances, and then also, like, bottom line is that would, it would not totally be an alien thing of looking at your different balance sheets and all that kind of stuff. So.
You should probably connect with Stephanie Sims. Do you know her? Because she's
no,
working
I don't.
on that. Yeah, she's real nice. She's one of our moderators on the entrepreneur community, and she also working on the financing. Financing, actually getting ready to sell the business.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Hi, Heather. Can you hear us, Heather?
I think she got. Oh,
yeah, sorry. I'm probably going to be muting my microphone because I've just got back with some dogs from the walk and they're a bit wild. So.
Yeah, I was going to also offer, if anybody who's on here that would be interested in auditing the course and stuff, I'll just provide a guest pass for anybody who's on here. In fact, I'll create that right now while I'll let some of the other folks introduce themselves and talk.
I would be. That sounds interesting. I'd like.
Okay, great. Yeah, sure thing. I'll set it up in a second. So
Yeah, that sounds great. And I'd like to talk. I've got some other ideas. I'm working on. Well, let me back up. Well, let me say hi to Daphne first. Hi, Daphne.
Hi, guys. I made it.
we got quite an international crew here today. Heather's from the UK. Daphne is Alberta?
Yeah.
Vancouver, right?
Alberta.
Alberta,
yeah.
Okay, I had it right the first.
And there, we lost you there, Rob. Yeah.
So the connection's bad for everybody or just me? Is it
It's bad for me.
It's bad for everybody? Okay. So let's just whatever. Let's not worry about it. Oh, what I was starting to rant about. Not rant. But what I wanted to mention to John is
Oh, we lost him again.
whenever it was 100 days to the new year, I thought it would be really cool to put together a 100-day plan. I don't know if you know much about history, but Franklin Roosevelt put together a 100-day plan and just made massive accomplishments for the country. And I said, well, surely I could do that for myself. So I put up all these objectives for 100 days. That I was going to get it done. So I really looked at that for a little while. I said, boy, I've got to do a post-mortem on this. Why did I mean, if I had been sort of successful, there were one or two I was sort of okay at. Than others. So I'm doing a new 100-day plan for myself. This time, instead of really specific objectives, I put together a theme. And what the theme I'm doing is venture acceleration for solopreneurs. Because there's so many of us working more or less alone out there. It's very hard to form teams, especially when you get a little bit older. And, you know, we hear about all these exciting accelerators and all these kids making mega billions of dollars. And there's no really way to help the lone wolves out there. So I'm working on something. I don't know exactly what form it will be. It's going to be a long-form blog post, might be an ebook, might be a course in, what is it, Udemy? I can't remember the name. But so that's what I'm working a little bit on that. So that's a long way of telling that, yes, John, I'm interested in your course because it kind of dovetails into what I'm doing. So anyway.
Okay, cool. So here's the link up right now.
Great.
So I've got the 25 passes on there. If we need more, just let me know. I can always create more stuff. So you can sign up for free and check
Just
it
like
out.
a normal. I will. I definitely will.
Yeah, sure.
So what's going on with other people? Anybody talk? There's no agenda. There's no moderator. This is just like if we met out in the hallway at a regular corporation, except for the bandwidth problems.
Right. No, I think it's great.
What's going on? What, Daphne? What do you do? I'm not even sure. I know. I had a venture idea, and I still haven't. It's for a peer-to-peer CRM. And you mentioned some guy you were working with was good. But what is your business? I'm not sure I know.
So we actually, on a big level, we teach small businesses and solopreneurs how to market themselves, so how to brand themselves online. Then is we've created a software where the website, the CRM, the newsletter, the invoicing is all in one system. So we've been getting government grants lately to work on that, and we want to make it so easy that like a landscaper can use it. So that's our business model. So we've taken the concept, because there is no CRM that really works very well for small businesses. So we've taken our knowledge of working in software in the corporate world and bringing it back to help entrepreneurs. So it's very exciting.
Oh, I would love to look at that. You're absolutely right. There is no CRM that works for small business. There's none that works for solopreneurs.
Yeah, exactly.
And Sightly is not bad, but it's, you know, they're missing something. I kind of know, but tell me, because I'm really interested in CRM. Tell me, what does yours do? What is your business model? Is there a free version? Because I really am.
I would love for you guys to test. Like we need as many people to test it as possible. We just finished our last phase of development in February, so it's like kind of brand new, and we've got this grant for a market researcher to put it out there, get people to test it out. And so what it is like we think that you should streamline everything. So right now entrepreneurs have like 5 to 20 different programs that they use to run their business, right? You've got something to keep track of your customers. You have to email them, so there's all these different programs. So we've done a custom development to have that all in one integrated system, so that when your customer signs up for your newsletter, it's in your customer's already in your CRM, and everything is in one system. So you're not losing information, you're not wasting time importing, exporting, and you're more efficient. Which is the solopreneur. You know, you can't grow if you don't leverage technology, and right now it's too cumbersome because there's too much going on. And if you try to buy a CRM or a system like that, it's not affordable for small businesses. So that's
they're not really made for small businesses. They're made for,
yeah.
And the business models are ridiculous. Salesforce is like, I think their lowest version is like $50 a month, which, you know, if you're a big company, that's not much. But when you think that that's the rest of my life, they're going to want that money, you know. I mean, not just years ago, decades ago. We're talking 30 years ago, back in MS-DOS, which is probably, you know, before most of the people in this room were born. I had a system that it was called Telemagic. It was a contact manager. But damn, was that efficient and fast. Everything was at my fingertips. If I wanted to contact somebody, I would just press the key. It would zip to them. I could send them an email by pressing a button. I could call by pressing a button. Everything was lightning fast. It was back in those days. Everything was text.
Yeah.
You know, for 30 years, I've been trying to get back to that point, and I haven't done it yet. We just keep getting more and more mess and stuff.
That's a really big thing for us is the speed. Like if your system, you know, it isn't up at the same speed as Google, that's what they're used to. So it has to be really fast. And we're still playing with the price points. Like what we found is when we just sold the software, that a lot of times the businesses weren't successful. So now we've added a lot of strategic support. So we help our clients grow their companies. Like what we've done is in the past we've worked with medium-sized companies, so under 50 million, and we've taken all those concepts of how we grew those companies and we've kind of scaled them down. What's the simple version of this to help entrepreneurs that are new grow their companies, you know, to something that they can scale? Because if otherwise you're working 70 hours a week as an entrepreneur if you're not using systems in your business, right? So
I'd love to see it. I'd love to be one of your alpha testers, beta testers on that. That sounds really cool. I'm intensely interested. In some of the work we did on the entrepreneurs community, we asked some real simple questions, like what does every business need? You know, and what are the steps? Mm-hmm. Supposing you just don't have $1 in your pocket, you know, and you just want to start a business, what is every step you have to go through? And that's kind of the intellectual exercise I'm working through on my Venture Acceleration for Solopreneurs project. So starting at absolute zero, what is the step? And people like a couple different threads, and people came up with just really fascinating and insightful ideas. Mm-hmm. But one of them, somebody says you have to have a CRM, period. And he said, even if it's just a spreadsheet, you have to have a way of keeping track of what you said, the history, and who they are. You know, by the way, what you said is really important.
Yeah.
That's like, you know, that's another thing on that Telemagic I mentioned from 80 years ago. You would just like type a.
Oh no. Frozen again.
That stuff. If you don't have a quick way of noting it. So anyway, that sounds really, really cool.
Yeah, it's really exciting. It's a huge project we've been trying to do. So.
Yeah. Heather, can you still hear us? Are you muted? You said you're going to mute. I know that Heather, I wanted to talk to her because I know she went to India and she was thinking of going to South Africa, and she's a small business consultant as well, but I think she's probably...
I think she stepped out a moment. Good. She did leave a message here. Just got to disappear for a moment.
Okay. Hey, Henry, what's going on with you also in addition to your virtual currency work? You have a business incubator or accelerator, don't you? Are you still doing that? Or a crowdfunding platform?
We're actually, we fund. I'm an angel investor, so basically I fund it out. So everything. It's an accelerator, at the same time incubator. My company handles those.
So how's it going?
I'm sorry, I lost you there.
I said, how's it going? I said, how is it going? How is your incubator and
Well, it worked
crowdfunding
well.
platform?
It is actually, yes, it's actually working well, and we have already launched it. And so far, we're trying to sign up the exchanger sides, because the exchangers are basically they provide the lifeblood for each and every virtual currency. We do have the same platform as Bitcoin, as I've said. However, we created a platform where we don't have to really uh, show everything to the member, especially the blockchain or other mathematical computation, because it's really silly. Why do you have to teach all of those things to everyone when they just want to see their money, how it works online? So it's just like having a PayPal account. However, it's backed up with virtual currency that can be transmitted anytime, anywhere, and can be exchanged anywhere all over the planet. So that's one thing that we're trying to achieve. Well, anyway, we all have, all of us here are basically newbies when it comes to virtual currency, especially Bitcoin. I know that every one of you have heard about it, but of course, everybody's still hesitant to jump into the bandwagon because it's really volatile.
What's it worth now?
Did you lose me, or did I lose you guys?
I'm here. John's freezing again.
Did you lose me, or
No, you know what? I'm inviting people, and I think it's freezing because of that. Just why don't you guys just talk to yourself? Let me get this invitation out, because it's
Talk amongst yourselves.
talk amongst yourself.
Bitcoin, Daphne. The price of Bitcoin right now is ranging from 200 to 211 to $245 per Bitcoin. So, well, it's a very, it's just too large. It's getting actually, it's not large enough as 2013, which is of course $1,100 per Bitcoin. So,
Hey, there's something. Hey, Henry, there's something really basic I've always wanted to know about Bitcoin. It's at least a couple $100 for a single Bitcoin. So what if you want to spend? What if you want to spend $5 for a burrito, $3 for a burrito or something? How do you spend a fractional Bitcoin? Can you, or how's that work?
it's actually the exchange rate that you can spend. So if it's only a fractional of Bitcoin, if you want to buy a burrito, they only charge you a fraction of the Bitcoin. It depends on the current exchange rate that is running on different exchanges. But the reality of this virtual currency industry is that it's actually the people that provides you the value. Whatever is agreed upon by the entire consensus is the actual price. They, it's I've seen it that Bitcoin should have been done in a way that it is because there are producers, manufacturers of Bitcoins called miners. They should have a say on the price. But I think the exchangers dictate the price right now, and they can actually play with it. they can put it up so that you can attract a lot of buyers, and they can put it down to have you dispose of it. It's
I see.
it's there are a lot of commentaries that it is a scam, but a lot of big people supporting it.
Oh.
So
Well, cool. So who should we talk to? This is not a. Well, John, you've muted your microphone. Everybody's muting the microphone, just listening. Well, somebody has to talk. Look at this. What am I supposed to entertain you people? You know how boring my life is. Well, let's talk. I tell you what. Let's talk about Google. That's something we all have in common. What do you guys think is going on with Google? Is it still working for you? Is Google Plus still working for you? you still like it? Well, just give us your honest take. I don't want to lead the witness. I love the way I love the way the new chats come up over the person's picture.
That's really cool, yeah. So I haven't been around for a while. I've been busy doing my software thing. I've just been back at Google maybe for like Google Plus for a week. And I was away on a 6-week vacation, so that didn't help. And I think it feels like things have changed. Like people aren't using it as much, but in terms of like search engine optimization and getting your business found, it's kind of like a must-have to be on Google Plus. And I love the community aspect of it. It's totally different than any other social media platform. So I don't know. That's my totally different than anything.
Yeah, I have to admit, when early on, I didn't really see the relevance of Google Plus. I just thought of it as like they were trying to basically piggyback off Facebook and trying to compete with them and stuff. But I really see now, that they're very different community-wise and the way people interact on there and stuff. And it's definitely like just yet another avenue or channel for people to interact and stuff. Because I'm actually
Oh, I can't hear John.
Yeah, I was breaking up a little bit, but that's just everybody is. So we're all in equal footing there. I agree with that people are using
on Reddit.
Oh, I'm sorry, I interrupted, John. John, we never heard part of that. Could you repeat? The last part I heard was Reddit. So you repeat the sentence.
Yeah, Reddit is one that like I know that like there's people who really are on there. It's a great way to kind of get visibility and to kind of build an audience and stuff, but I just haven't really, like dabbled in it other than just like a few times, just gone on and read some, posts and stuff. So it's interesting how each ecosystem, has its own community, and you have to really, it's like kind of going to like a different country for each one and getting used to like the customs, and until you familiarize yourself with it enough, you just kind of like either look really silly or you just kind of like people ignore you or whatever, stuff like that, until you kind of get used to however people interact within each social country.
Yeah, well, you made a couple points I think is good. One, it's just another one, and we all have to be on multiple platforms, multiple ecosystems. Just dedicating your life to Google is not a good idea. Putting all your eggs in the Google basket, because Google, they'll make moves. Even I would preface it by saying this: even with good intentions, they can really screw you up. You can put a lot of energy into one thing, and they can do something that is helping a lot of people, but screws you. So you have to bear that in mind. The other thing is the use case with people showing up less, and people are using it less. That means following your stream isn't quite as effective for keeping up with people. It's like Daphne. I knew Daphne. We interacted briefly maybe a year ago, but there's no way to keep up with you really by following the stream. What would be nice? And there used to be a system like this. It was called GIST, G-I-S-T. They pulled it from the market. If you followed people instead of like what John just said about you have to learn the personalities of this different system. This let you see so if I was following Daphne, I would see what she said on Facebook. I would see what she said on Twitter. I would see what she said on Google Plus. Some people found that creepy, but I think that's the wave of the future. Yeah, it's kind of like stalking, but it really isn't. You're following a person instead of being dedicated to the social network. There's one now called Full Contact that everybody should probably take a look at. It's that guy in Colorado who's the big entrepreneur guy. But they will go and get everybody's other social networks for you, and they will sync it with Google Contacts. And soon, I just know this because I got an email, they will sync with Google Contact Groups. That's pretty hot. So they're doing some cool things.
Yeah, I wonder if that's the app. I heard the one on a podcast that somebody mentioned about like if before they would invite somebody onto their podcast, they would look them up and stuff. And I think this might have been the app that they mentioned. I just, for the life of me, couldn't remember what it was, and this might be it actually.
Check it out, and I recommend letting it. Well, you decide for yourself, but I let it sync with my Google Contacts. You will get everybody else. They will actually put their other social media links right in your
Right.
contacts. So think about it first. I have to say, or I want to say hello to Preston, my
What's it
friend
called?
from
Sorry.
Full Con.
Okay, thank you.
In Central America every time. I think it's Honduras. Preston, how you doing? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry, I didn't realize I muted my mic.
No worries. It's Honduras, right? I get it wrong every time. It's Costa
Honduras.
Rica.
No, you got it right this time. Looks like we're having a problem.
Did we lose
I don't
Preston?
know if it's as well as my bandwidth or your bandwidth. I don't know what bandwidth.
Your bandwidth, their bandwidth. What's going on, Preston? What's going on in your world? Floor's yours, as long as the bandwidth holds.
Yeah. We just got a lot of big news going with our company. We obviously introduced a new products offering to boost SEO on any website that's out there, as long as they have good SEO in the back end, and it's doing really well. 98% retention rate right now since August of last year. So we're hoping that's going to hold. And then we got bigger news, but I can't probably officially announce it unless this isn't recorded.
No, this is being recorded. So, but you had a whole suite of products, right? Are you still doing that? You had a whole suite of small business.
Yeah. We have a CRM system for small businesses. It's been created in about 3 years because we've developed a lot of different technologies that were not out there currently. And we just got our second round of funding for the next version, which is going to be coming out here later this year. So. The nice thing is it's been a challenge just like anything else, because we worked with the wrong people to begin with, and now we're working with the right people and things are really moving along.
It takes a while. You got to persevere. You can take these wrong turns in business. Everybody's for me, my frozen face there. Daphne made a point that, how do you use this with clients? If you're always freezing and breaking up, and I just totally agree. I had been just a totally Google Hangout guy, and then I used Skype, and I hadn't used it for a long time, and I was just like shocked at how good it was, how effortlessly it worked, how well designed it was, and in this environment, they almost make it so you can't criticize Google. Skype was freezing up on Daphne today too. Well, it does sometimes. They're not perfect, but it was like I almost wrote a blog post. Google never hears you scream because I've had so many fail. These Hangouts being not just failures between a couple people, but public failures. And it's embarrassing. I've got AT&T bandwidth now. I've got a decent computer. I don't know why, what they're doing that doesn't work. It used to work, by the way. When it first came out, it did. So I don't know if they're piling on features or what's going on, because AT&T and broadband and a decent computer, that should work. But anyway, I could complain the whole coffee break. I'm not going to do that. What else is going on? What's going on in your personal life? Tell us something good that's happening in your. What are you doing? Anything exciting going on in your personal life? I'll start. I got a new bicycle. but that's about
their personal life.
So there's a bay here. I've been going on.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm back, and not really a workout kick, but I love bike riding, so I'm back bike riding. So what else are people doing? What's going on here? As much as you care to reveal, what's going on in your personal life?
Nobody wants to talk about
silence. Nothing. I do nothing. I'm hermetically sealed.
At least we're interested about your personal life.
Oh, I see what you said. Henry, what do you do for fun? Henry, what do you do for? I know all about your virtual currencies. I know about your crowdfunding platforms. What do you do for fun? What do you go out and have a drink or two with your friends? Do you sing karaoke? What's your
Yeah, go to movies, drive a car, drive around. You know, that's fun for me. But it's still boring actually. I want something. I want to drive something faster here in the Philippines, but I'm in the mountains, so it's all cliff all over. If I make a mistake, I fall down a cliff.
So are the roads pretty scary in the Philippines, or what's it like there?
Yeah, zigzag here. I'm actually in the summer capital of the Philippines here in Baguio City, so most of our roads here are zigzag.
Huh? Preston, what do you do for fun? He's not going to talk. Daphne, you tell us. What do you do for fun?
Oh well, I just had a board meeting last night. I'm on a nonprofit board, and we have a big fundraiser coming up in a couple weeks, and we're almost sold out. So that's pretty exciting. 10 tickets left, so it's a really big event for us, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We got a trip to Vegas donated, so we're going to do this really fun raffle type coin toss game, and just having fun with all that.
Cool. What is the nonprofit? What does it do?
It does empowerment seminars for different people. So there's a women's one, there's a teen one, and it teaches you about how your mind works and then what you can do with that. So now that you know, okay, you can reprogram your mind, it means that your old behaviors can change. There's no such thing as like, my parents were like that and therefore I'm like that. So it's just a...
we have learned so much about neuroscience and how to hack your own brain in recent times. I mean, it's just really it just intrigues the shit out of me. I found a good brain hack for myself because I tend to complain a lot. So here it is, and here's where it came from. I don't know if you've ever Maureen Dowd in the New York Times. But she wrote a column about Game of Thrones, and this was maybe a year ago. She had not been watching it, and then she got sick, so she binge watched it. And she was talking about the women in Game of Thrones. Now, if you're a Game of Thrones watcher, you know that show is not easy on women. Very long shot, rather rough on women. And she was talking about the women in Game of Thrones, and she said, "Win, don't whine." She said she described the women as these women are the win, don't whine. And that's perfect. So whenever I find myself bitching, I say win, don't whine. So I start doing something that will help me win. And it's like a smart bomb to destroy negative thoughts. I'm so proud I came up with it. I hope it's been a magic potion the last couple of days. I hope it doesn't wear off. John, what do you do for fun? Unmute and tell us what you do for fun.
Well, lately it's been just kind of just reading and getting caught up on some stuff, like kind of been letting go and stuff like that, and also just getting outdoors and walking. I definitely just enjoy just being outdoors. I mean, it's you spend so much time in front of the computer and stuff. It's nice to kind of get from behind that and just really get back into analog life and stuff versus digital.
Where do you live? I usually ask what city people are in, but in this case, I kind of knew everybody. So, I didn't know for you though. Where are you located?
Yeah, I'm actually about 40 minutes east of LA. Rancho Cucamonga, it's by Ontario. There's a airport there and stuff. And it's kind of like considered, I guess, the Inland Empire for Southern California. It's like starts just before where it starts getting more deserty and stuff. And it kind of
Inland Empire?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The Sierra Club has a 100 peaks, and it was pretty ambitious. I couldn't finish it in the time I have to live, but it's for Southern California, and it's to climb 100 mountain peaks in Southern California. It's pretty ambitious, and some of them are pretty tough. But anyway. Guys, I am going to not keep you all day here. I said 45 minutes for this, and we're almost at that now. So I enjoyed this. You guys want to do this again, or what's?
Sounds good.
you need to schedule it more often. I missed the 2014 edition.
I haven't done them for a while, but you know what? You guys can do them too, and you can do them under our branding. You know, because it is doing these. You know, they take a little bit of energy, especially when you never know if Google's going to work or not. So if one of you guys wants to host it, maybe even in a different time zone, you can do it under the you know, small business coffee break and post it on the entrepreneurs community. You know, just don't. I mean, shouldn't even have to say this, but we don't want to avoid anybody who uses the community to use it just to promote themselves. We're not really allowing that. But if you want to have any discussions, we will help you promote it. You know, we'll share circles with you and kind of give you what we know works. I've got some techniques that work okay sometimes. So if you want to host, feel free. But I will commit to hosting some more too. There's some things. Go ahead, Daphne.
Oh, last year when I was around, you guys were doing like everybody had like a session that they taught. Are you guys still doing that in the community? It was like a bunch of entrepreneurs could sign up on a schedule and then like teach something that they knew a lot about. I'm not sure if that.
We have. I don't know if this is what you're talking about. It's a different community, but we have a group of people that talk about a subject. Is that what you meant, or?
I think so. Like it had just started when I was like hanging out lots, and I did one, and it was just about you could just schedule yourself in, and every week there was a different topic, and just entrepreneurs in the community.
Okay, yeah. I do get. We had a couple. We tried to get a hangout program going. Stephanie Sims tried to help us with that. And it's hard. It's hard to get people to volunteer for anything. But there was another, in addition to the Let's Talk About, where we kind of get a panel knowledge. There was a brand called Pool Your Knowledge, where if you were doing something more or less in the community interest, you know, like if you wanted to talk about CRM, for example, you could host a discussion on CRM and still talk about your own product. I mean, it's not like, you know, that's against the rules, but just talk about CRM in general. So, yeah, we have that. You can do that if you want, and we'll help you promote it.
Everybody's got like a different area of expertise, and it's great to hear what other people are doing, how they're doing it. You know, what we all have something. So.
Well, you kind of inspired me to get back to it. That's a very good idea. And if you want to do one, I'd be happy to help. But I've got a few ideas. Of course, I want to do one on my mentor acceleration for solopreneurs.
And this test it out too, like before we go out and show ourselves in our own community. Like, hey, let's test out my.
Why not? Yeah, why not? And like with things like, you know, like on this one, the connections have been horrible with all of us. But so what? We're all friends here, you know. Just like, you know, we're not selling anything, so what difference does it make? We're just talking. So sure, that's a great idea. We definitely should get back to that.
We have to get back to that topic of interest. Significant, how do you call this? Significant interest groups.
Right. Yeah, good idea.
Like that.
All right, we'll do that. Any other parting thoughts? I'm going to get on with my day and try to figure out how to eke out a living.
I think maybe something similar to what you're talking about is like having almost like a Ask Me Anything hangouts, and basically where people, you know, like Daphne can talk about CRM, or just, you know, other folks can talk about their areas of expertise, and just basically allow folks to just jump on and ask whatever, you know, and so that way the person doesn't have to prepare a presentation on that, you know. And
so what, you would have a panel of just try to cover all expertise? I mean, that'd be hard to do.
I think it would be cool if we like invited each other, so we got to know about somebody in the community, like, you know, the 5 of us, or there was like 9 people, and like we could ask each other questions. Well, how do you do this? How do you do that? Because we don't know.
Yeah.
That would make it easier, because you don't know what to ask. So have like an.
I am all in favor from, and what I always say to people is like, never let me be the block of this. And some people like try to pretend I'm blocking things. I am not. So if you want to help organize, I will help organize. If you have initiatives like that, post them on the community. You know, say Rob said I can say this if you think somebody, you know, because the moderators can. We have no way to communicate among the different moderators, and they can inadvertently remove something sometimes. So just say, we've talked about this. But yeah, we've got to work better. We've got to work towards community. I mean, even cross-platform community. So I'm all for it. I'm just totally trying to charge me up about it. Great idea, Daphne.
John's in charge of skating.
Okay, I'm going to say that this has been the Small Business Coffee Break, sponsored by the entrepreneurs community on Google+. I'm going to stop the broadcast. People don't have to leave the room immediately if you want to say last things, but we are going to do this again, so think about joining us next time. Thanks, everybody.
Okay, thanks.
Bye.